Yo, what is up, guys? Trendon back here with actually my first video. This is actually a new channel that I am creating, I guess you could say. Um, Recently, I did something that I've not a lot of people can say at my age can say they've done because I'm 18. Anyway, um, big shout out to the Stradman. Check him out on YouTube. He lives down here actually, very close to me, and he's kind of been the one that made me want to start doing kind of stuff like this because he's a very cool YouTuber. Basically, he goes through kind of what his life has been like, but it gets into things to do with cars, and I love cars. And anyway, this is kind of my story. When I was 15, my first car. This was like right before I turned 16. When I was 15, I went and bought it was either a 1992 or a 1994 Chevrolet CK 1500. And it was two-wheel drive, nothing special. I mean, had higher miles for a truck, but it was my first car I ever had. So I had to buy a cheap one anyway because I had no money. And anyway, I had that for a little while, and I loved it because I thought I was really cool. I had not thought I was really cool, but I thought it was awesome that I had a car, I had a truck, and I was in love with trucks at the time. And after a little while, I went through the winter with it, and I wanted four-wheel drive. So what I did is after that next summer, I had turned 16. Obviously, I didn't start driving by myself till I was 16 in that car. So after that winter, because I turned 16 in August, so after that winter was done, the next year I sold it and I bought a 2000, a year 2000 Ford F-150 with four-wheel drive. Once again, it had higher miles. I mean, not extremely high, especially for that year of a truck that's usually used to drive a lot anyway because it's a truck. And I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I felt like I upgraded. I got something newer, something that looked a little better. It was a bigger truck, a nicer truck. It was a quad cab. My first one is extended cab, but it was since it was the older version, it didn't open up. My different one though, my Ford was a quad cab, so all four of them opened up. It just wasn't four-door, but it had the extended cab part that would open up. So anyway, after that, when I was younger, my dad used to own a 2010 Chevrolet Camaro 2SS, and it had everything to go with it. It had a nice exhaust system. It had remote start. It was black with inferno orange stripes. So depending on how bright it was outside, it could look red, it could look orange. It looked really cool. The colors could change, kind of, I guess you could say. And it was a really nice car. And it was a 2010, and it was like year 2012 or something like that. So I was only 12 years old, 11 years old when my dad had this car, and I thought it was like the coolest car ever. And I remember going to school and being picked up in it and dropped off at it in junior high, and I just thought I was like the coolest kid ever getting out of this cool car. And ever since then, I've been obsessed with having a cool car. So basically what I did is I got a job right as I turned 16, and I was obsessed with the thought of having a cool car. So I worked and worked and worked, making minimum wage, and worked and worked and worked and worked. And I put all of it into my savings. I'd spend about $15 a paycheck on gas. That was it. My lunch breaks, I'd drink water. I just drink water. That's all I did. Go home, go to school, come home, go to work, and drink more water, and then come home and go to sleep because I would wake up at about 6:30 to go to school, and then I'd get home from school at about 3:30 because I lived kind of far away from my high school, and then I'd go to work from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. Go home, go to sleep, repeat. So all I would do is I would eat school lunch and drink water on my lunch breaks. That was it. I saved up. And when I was 16, I bought a 2007 Dodge Charger. It was just the base model. I think it was I think it was just the SE, not the SXT, the SE. So it was just a V6, but it was white. It was actually a former police car, but it was a squad car, so it wasn't it wasn't a V8. It was a V6. But it still had the spotlight on it. I bought it really basic. Had nothing done to it. It was just black. I'm sorry. It was white, and a spotlight was still on it, and that was it. There was nothing. It was just basic, no tint or anything. It was just a car. A Charger. And what I did is I took it off. I got a patch kit off of online to patch up the spotlight part, and I put that over it, and painted it white because it came gray or something like that. And so if you got really close, you could see it, but other than that, from a distance, you couldn't really tell, to be honest. And I bought a spoiler for the back, a black one that me and my dad put on it. I got side decals. I got a hood decal. I got some of these decals, and even kind of like the Daytonas of those earlier years. They have like the black decal that goes across the whole trunk on the back, because they don't have the light that goes all the way across. It's just the two lights, and then it has the black decals. So I put that on there, and I made it look really nice. Of course, I didn't put Daytona, because you listen to it and you would know it's not a Daytona. It's a V6. And you look inside, it's cloth. So it was basic, but I fell in love with it. It looked nice. From the outside, it looked nice. It didn't sound nice, but it looked nice. And I was only 16 years old, and I had a paid off Dodge Charger. I thought it was really cool. And after a little while, I wanted to pursue to get a Camaro like my dad once had. Of course, I knew there was no way I was ever going to actually have a Camaro. There's no way I was going to have a Camaro one day. And especially a 2SS RS. That's just not going to happen. I'm 16 years old. So I, bought my Charger, went back to doing the same things. Just because I had the Charger, I didn't settle. I would go to school, do the same thing, and I would drink water. That's it. Drink water, go to work. On my lunch breaks, I'd drink water. And then after that, I would... so I started... Basically, I just saved up more money after I bought this car and had it paid, and it was paid off because I paid cash. And after, almost a year, a few more months less than a year, but close, I finally put my Charger up for sale, got money for it, used my savings that I had, and I bought a 2011 Camaro 2LS, I believe. And so once again, V6, cloth inside. One of the most basic Camaros you could have, I guess you could say. It was black with gray stripes and dark gray stripes. So, the black looked nice. I wasn't a fan of the dark gray just because I really liked the bright color stripes. And, but I loved it. I was, 16 years old, about to turn 17, and I was literally about to turn 17. I turned 17 like 5 days or something after I bought this car. So I bought a 2011 Camaro. Had that one paid off. And I thought once again, after I bought that, I was like, no way, I'm only 16, and I just bought a Camaro, I have it paid off. And I thought I was a badass, pulling up in school in a Camaro in high school. I was always paranoid someone was going to go put fingerprints and it did happen, unfortunately, or get door dings into it. Of course, that's going to happen anywhere. And anyway, so I kept going, kept grinding at work. I'd do the same thing, drink water on my lunch breaks, go to school, wake up, go to school, come home, go to work, drink water, come home, wake up, go to school, and repeat every single day. Of course, for the weekends, I didn't have school, but I would work. And I kept that Camaro for, I'm not going to say a long time because I've upgraded quite a bit through the time I've had cars. But I turned 17, I had my car. I had the Camaro for quite a while. And, I bought eventually I wanted the big engine. I had the Charger, the basic Charger, but I fell in love with it. I upgraded to the Camaro, which I thought was awesome, and it was faster than the Charger, because the V6 Camaro is way faster than the Charger. The Charger has like 250 horsepower, and the Camaro had like 310, I believe. And then the exhaust, I mean, it had like maybe 325, 330. So it was definitely noticeably faster, and it sounded better, but nothing compares to the V8. So what I did is I started, did the same thing, repeat, save up money, have this car paid off, save up money for a while, and then upgrade again. So I sold my Camaro, and I bought a 2006 Daytona Charger, top banana colored, numbered 778 of 4,000. So ever since I was younger, I was obsessed with having a yellow Mustang or a yellow Corvette or some sort of yellow sports car, I guess you could say. And I was obsessed when I got this. I bought this, I was, 17 and a half, probably close to 18, and I had barely had turned 18. So I had barely turned 18, and I was obsessed with this car. I had a V8. I had a yellow color. It was a special edition. It wasn't just any type of normal Charger RT. It was a Daytona. I was obsessed with it. I still kind of am, because I'll get to that part in just a minute. I was obsessed with having my Daytona. I loved the yellow. It was kind of like a little dream coming true, I guess you could say. I love the yellow. I love the Daytona. And just recently, I'm only 18. We're in June. I turned 19 in August. So a little over 2 months from now, I'll be 19. What I've done is I saved up quite a bit for quite a while. And what I've done is I have now bought in a 2005 C6 Corvette Z51. So not just the normal one, Z51. And a Z51 basically has all of the same things a Z06 has, just without the bigger engine. Like, of course, they have a V8, but the liter size is different. I think mine is a 6.0 V8 C6, and it is a bright red, and it's a beauty. It's the condition of it, especially, we're in 2019. Corvettes, though, will always be in style, I guess you could say. Personally, in my opinion. And the C6 body style was the first one, which started in 2005 and ended in 2013. That was the first years, basically, of in my opinion, the cool body styles, I guess you could say. Like the C5s, I do like those. And maybe because I am younger, I'm just not a fan of the pop-up headlights. Maybe that's just me because I'm younger, and to me it seems kind of more like a vintage thing. But I'm only 18. I honestly don't know. I'm just personally not a biggest fan of that, and I don't like how the hood goes down, I guess you could say, rather than the C6 Corvette kind of goes up. And I think the C6 looks better. So 2005, 2013 is a C6 Corvette. I bought one, and I am in love with it. I'm only 18, and I own this Corvette. When I went to buy it from this guy, I went with my dad, and he was like, kind of talking to my dad, almost like that my dad was going to buy it. My dad's like, yeah, this is for my son. And the guy was like, he's like, you're buying this? And I was like, yeah, I love this one. And he's like, this car's for you. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, how old are you? And I was like, I'm 18. And he's like, you're 18. And I was like, yeah. And he was basically just going on. He's like, it took me, this guy was probably, 50s-ish. And he was like, it would have been a dream come true to have a Corvette at age 18. And to me, that's what it is. When I was younger, my biggest dream was to have a yellow Corvette. Of course, I didn't get the yellow, but this bright red, I was young. I would still like a yellow one, but this red one I love this red color. It's really nice. As ZR1 rims, you will have pictures of actually all of these cars that I will try to insert into this video. Anyway, I'm in love with it. And the first day of buying it, I mean, with my other cars, I had people kind of giving me some looks, mainly the Daytona and probably the Camaro. I was given some looks, I guess you could say. But in one day, I've only owned this car for, you know, it's been like 4 days since I bought it. Um, I've never been given so many looks in one day because of my car. And I mean, I was given more looks in this one day than any of my other cars combined together in one day of this Corvette. I mean, I am very proud of it. I'm in love with this Corvette, and I mean, it's a lot of, that Stradman, I guess you could say, I watched his video, and he has one named, My Story from Living in My Car to Buying a Lamborghini. And he bought a Lamborghini by the age of 26. Of course, I'm not going to say I can't, but I don't think that's where I'll be when I'm 26. But to be 18 and own a Corvette, I feel like I'm on a good track, I guess you could say. But that's because I'm a car fanatic, and that's what I did. That's what I loved doing, was saving up to have a nice car one day. I love cars. Ever since I was younger with my dad, he used to have an old Corvette. He had a 1972 Chevelle. He had a Mercury. I can't remember what year that one was. 1960 something, I want to say. He had some nice cars. He had a Dodge Charger RT Plus, and it was black. So he had some nice cars, and I've been decently obsessed. I mean, he had a Challenger SRT 8. And so, I've always been around cars, and that was my dream, to own a nice car one day. And now that I've finally gotten to here, it doesn't even feel real. My dad still, he's like, how does it feel to own a Corvette at 18 years old? And, I can't even answer that question, because it doesn't feel real to me still, even though I'm here. I really still just can't believe it is mine. This is just my first video. It's a lot of talking. I'll try to pinpoint, in the description, important parts of the videos. At 15 minutes, I talk about basically the main part of this video is what I've upgraded to. Anyway, this is just the first video, but what I'm going to try to do is make some videos, I'll take you around my car. I'll do some dash cam videos. I'll take you guys with me. And I'll just show you kind of driving around. I live in Utah, so I'll give you some videos of me driving around just in basic parts of Utah. And, people won't believe me because I'm 18. People didn't even believe my Daytona was mine. Yeah, it's a nice car. But, people tell me, your dad bought it. It's not your car. There's no way that's yours. You're in $25,000 of debt to have cars. It's no. People don't believe my stories, I guess is what you could say. People don't believe how much hard work I actually put in, because they don't believe a kid like me will actually just drink water every day and not eat. It kind of sucked when I got home. I'd find a Hot Pocket in the freezer. I'd find pizza, what are they called? Can't remember what they're called, But I would eat, a corn dog from the freezer. I'd eat a burrito in the freezer. I'd eat just basically anything I had at home after I got off work. I wouldn't buy anything except gas for the 2 weeks. And, but now that I'm with this Corvette, I am in love with it. Of course, I'm going to keep going. It's not as easy to just do drinking the water because I have a lot of extra stuff. Not payments, but a lot of other things going on in my life that I have to spend money on, because I am 18, I have car insurance, I have, I'm trying, my parents are kind of helping me try to be able to live as if I was living on my own, so I try to pay for most of the stuff I do, with my Daytona, with the gas mileage it gets, because the sound of it and the exhaust, it doesn't get good gas, so I pay a lot in gas. I love my girlfriend, and me and her have been together almost a year. So, and I like to take me and her out to, go get some lunch, go to breakfast, go get some dinner. And I love doing that. So, of course, I can't just drink water all the time. but I still am trying to be pretty strict to be able to, you know, get to another higher point than this Corvette, even though that sounds crazy, because people, I won't lie, people look at me like they're crazy. Like, I mean, for example, when I bought this Corvette a couple days ago, I told some people, they're like, no way, that's not yours. There's no way. The Daytona was a little bit believable, but no way the Corvette's yours. Everybody keeps telling me that. Only the people really close to me know it's truly mine, and they know what I do to get these, because it's my dream to have a nice car like this. Anyway, this is just the first video. I know it's kind of long. Maybe I'll cut out some of it, or, you know, I don't know, but we will see. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I look forward to having you guys with me in some of my future videos. And I'll have some guests on here, and yeah, peace.